All right. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. Paul here. Hello. And welcome. We're going to get started officially in a minute, but I wanted to welcome you. Say, hey, you know what? I have a new series going on, basically a way to give back, and that is called Design to the Rescue. As you can see, that's actually right. That was the little graphic right before I came on, and I just posted the link to it on on Twitter. So the short of it is, let me just share my screen. Show you this. Basically, go to this URL and submit your brand idea, your side hustle, whatever the case may be. Just go ahead and submit it. Yeah, just if you're doing a side hustle, if you have an Etsy store, whatever the case may be, let me make something for you. That's the big point. So all you need to do is fill out like what, four boxes, and yeah, and I'll make you something is the idea. At least you'll be submitted so I can make you something. So if you're looking for a logo, a brand design, a brand refresh, a landing page, social media templates, whatever you want, because I will turn around and use Adobe Express to give you all those assets, and you could kind of drop those in anywhere you want. But that's the plan, and I'm going to go ahead and start right now, so I'll switch over, and I'll be back in 1 second. Thanks so much. Hello and welcome everyone. Good to have you here. My name is Paul Traney. I'm going to dive into this brand new series that we have going on. It's called Design to the Rescue. So yeah, thank you. I'm glad you liked the logo. It was fun making it. And honestly, I want to make you a logo as well. So that's what this stream is all about, sort of giving you any design help you may need. So thank you so much for that message, Michelle. So yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. The short of it, and I'll just go ahead and share this URL with you, as you can see right here. And I will also get that posted to chat and all that stuff. Let's drop that in there. Boom. There it is. Might be a little long, but yeah, feel free. It's a little long, but I also have obviously the bit.ly there, ptrani.me/submit. So submit whatever. I don't know. Maybe you have an Etsy store. Maybe you just have an idea that's knocking around in your brain. Well, I'm here to make you a logo. So that is the plan. I'll just show you my screen right here. That's what it looks like. This is the form. Yeah, tell me what you want. Maybe just doing a side hustle. Maybe you just have something that needs a facelift. Just drop any info you can in here and let me know what I can help you with, whether it's a logo, brand design, brand refresh, landing page, social media templates, whatever the heck you want. So that's the goal. Let me help you guys, like seriously. I'm just here to help. That is the big goal, and I'm trying to come up with things that you'll like, that you'll be interested in, that you will find helpful. But I'm also going to show you my process through all of this. Is my 4K for the win? Do I have 4K video coming through? Who knows? All right. But yeah, let's get this party started. And I'm just going to review with you the person that has already submitted a logo, and he's looking for a brand refresh, wants a new logo. So I'm going to play this video for you right now, and I'll take notes while I do it.
Hey there, Paul. My name is Jackson, and I am the founder of Edily, which is my company. For what we sell, it's a little bit complicated since we are a free product for students and educators to make videos themselves and post those videos for education. However, for educators, what we sell is the ability to become an educational influencer online with our tools to easily make videos for education. For students, it's the ability to learn from authentic educators and even make an education-related meme or joke video or two yourself. And then for brand partners, it's the ability to tell people how there's cool science in your brand, like the acidity level of Coca-Cola or the yeast cultures in Yoplait yogurt. And what we're looking for in a logo is something right between social media and education, the cool factor and yet the educational factor. We are creative yet inspired by others. We are
Creative and inspired.
fast and quick and yet
Fast.
thoughtful at the same time.
Thoughtful.
We're alternative and maybe even have a little bit of smart mischief and yet ingenious at the same time.
Ingenious.
And we want to be easy to use and yet empowered at the same time. Thanks so much.
All right, fantastic. And thank you so much, Jackson. That's the short of it. You do not have to record a video, but that's what he did just to, give me a clear idea of what he was looking for. But yeah, connect with me. Let me know what you want. His is called Edily. You can literally go to edily.com right now. So if we jump out there, I literally just pulled this down from the interwebs. So this is what he has going on, which again, it's great. We're not judging anything here. I'm just here to help. Here you have this sort of traditional apple, I think it is. So here you have an apple, right, that you'd maybe set on a teacher's desk back in the day. I don't know if this is a road or it kind of looks like a film strip to indicate video, but also you have the play button in the center there as well. So that's currently what he has, just so you kind of get a starting point. And then, yeah, thank you so much for that, Steve. The whole idea of, having these different keywords that I've pulled out of his video. And honestly, I typically have him enter in even more information, but I'm trying to make this as easy on you guys as possible. Like, submit the name of your business. But that's what he wants, something between social media and education. Creative and inspired, right? Alternative and smart mischief. Easy to use and empowered. Fun words, right? Maybe that's a cherry with the stem. Yeah, a lot of great keywords. And again, we could go off of that, by the way, this logo. We can kind of start there. Do we create a play button? Is that the way to go, right? With 3 sides. Do we do something like that? Do we go off this video aspect? I've already kind of been thinking about this a little bit as well, by the way. So I kind of already have some ideas because I kind of went down this road. And let me know what you think as well. You'll go down those roads of everything that education and video means. Is it this? Do you do a film reel, an apple? What is education? Is it a book, right? Do you do some sort of cap and gown, as if you just graduated? Do you go with something like this? Again, I'm just just kind of thinking of different ideas, right? It's a very traditional thoughts on what education is, right? That's what we have here. It's a little cap that we have going on. You get the idea. Okay, but I think we could do something a little bit better than this, because this is pretty straightforward. The words that stuck out to me are social media and education, because his platform seems pretty cutting edge. And by the way, I want to do a shout out, Jackson. If you are here, feel free to say something in chat. That'd be fantastic. He should be. Hopefully he's in chat. But he's going to be serving as the client as well. And usually we wouldn't pull back the curtain like this with the client, but I think it's going to be fun to have Jackson here. These are the words that I like. I like social media and education, right? Kind of into that. So feel free to say hello. Easy to use, fast and thoughtful. I like into this stuff. What does fast mean? Easy to use, right? So I need to kind of have a logo that conveys all of this information. Okay, so I would maybe even start with the brand itself, Edily, but we'll chop off the end. We'll just start with an E, right? Here we go. Bam. Let's cut this out. Let's put this on a new layer. Hey, why not? And we'll make this a little bit easier to see. We'll go, let's go with teal. Hey, why not? Right, so we go with this uppercase E, a lowercase e. Either one, we can kind of do a riff off of that letter. We could also think about social media and stuff like that. Client's in the chat. He's here. All right. Well, good. He should be here. I don't know. Feel free. So social media, like I think about like, sort of instant messengers. We have, if we take a look down here further, we have like Spotify being sort of, this kind of has a social media broadcasting quality to it. Did you know that? You think these are sound waves, but it could just as easily be like social media lines, if you will. But I'm just kind of looking at some of these modern icons that we have in relation to what we're going to create. So that's the idea. But let's take a look at this, because I was thinking, you guys ready for this? This is what I'm thinking about. I think looking at this, it's for educators, it's for students, it's for brand partners, it's for educators the chance to become an influencer. For students to learn from educators, to remix that content, and from brand partners to sort of educate about their brands, right? Like, again, the cultures in YoPlay, for instance. But so I think a lot of this is largely about a path. So that's what I think. It's like, oh, do we have some sort of path that, like a journey? We're all on sort of our education journey. And that's what I think of when I see all those different categories, right? With this path, we can start to think about speed, right? We can maybe even have maybe an E. Let me grab my pen. Do we draw it an E? Is it something as simple as this? It could literally be this simple. We want to have a little bit more motion with it. Hey, we can have it start thick and end thin. So it could be really straightforward like that. But I like the idea of like doing some sort of path as the idea. Path to enlightenment. Also with this path, we want to get fun, because again, this is mostly online. We don't have to necessarily be stuck with just like CMYK. Hey, let's throw a show options for the gradient. There we go. Bam. We just have this gradient along a path. So now you actually sort of get the idea of like motion. And again, I'm not crazy about these colors. I'm just kind of talking about like my process, just so you know. We want something maybe even more exact. Well, in Illustrator, we have the spiral tool. So I can come down here, and typically this is what it looks like. Let's sample this. We have this lovely spiral, right? This does a more exact job. Doesn't look like an E. Well, we can make it look like an E just by, if we click, we can change the number of segments from 10. We'll cut that in half, and we'll click OK. Oh, there we go. 4 segments. Let's do 6 segments. And there's kind of like our E. 5 segments. There we go. So again, I think that's kind of cool. That's something we can maybe work with, right? We can even flip the gradient and the line path. Let's reverse path direction. There we go. So again, just a thought. Hopefully you guys are learning here, right? And what I'm going to do, by the way, for Jackson, if he's here, I should have sent him a message before I went live, and I feel bad. I hope we didn't get our times crossed. But nonetheless, I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to put this inside of Adobe Express. So from here, this is what I'm going to do, is I'm going to create some stuff for him. I can open up a flyer. Don't really need to, but his brand is going to exist in here, so he can make all the social media assets. Whatever he needs is the goal, right? But this is where it's going to end up. So I have only, well, now about 45 minutes to get this done, right? Right, we can already see this brand right here. We'll apply that brand. But let's go back down to right down in here, brands. Boom, this is where it's going to go. We're going to create a brand. So what are we going to create? In 40 minutes, we're going to create a logo. We're going to pick some colors. We're going to pick some fonts, right? Speed edition. Let's go. Let's make it happen. Another couple shapes I want to make really fast. Zoop. Let's hurry. Let's reduce to basic appearance. Here we just have this lovely little circle. Let's make it black. Maybe take it down to 20. Here I'll just make more of a brass basic E, by the way. Like, we're reducing an E back to its like just basic components, right? Like this. So we'll take this, we'll duplicate it. This is gonna get messy. It's gonna get a little ugly, but then we'll hopefully get it turned around. For this path, we'll cut it with the scissors. Bam, bam. Let's cut that. Let's get rid of this segment. Bam, there we go. And here we have another E that might have some sort of path type idea with it, right? So let's take this. Let's take these two lines. Notice how they are not joined. Command J, bam. Ah, it should do that. If it doesn't do it, sometimes you might have a compound path or something like that. Not to worry. Let's make sure we have those two selected. Command J. Ah, let's do this one more time. Wait for it. Command J. There we go. Got them joined. Done. So this could be an idea. Hopefully you're into it. Yeah, the shape of things to come. So we have this. I know a lot of people who will like outline strokes and do different things like that. We could flip this. Maybe we want to fill it with a color. This is what I want to do is I want to go into my appearance panel and I want to add another stroke on top of this stroke. And let's make this second stroke is going to be white. And we'll make it white 10 points. Boom, there we are. Now we have our white 10 point. We have one stroke that's white. If I select it, that is. And then one stroke that's black. The white stroke is on top. Control J is my favorite. And thank you, Michelle, you are too kind. There's Jackson's in the house. Buddy, so hopefully you appreciate this. I like this whole idea of like, kind of like you're, I don't know, just like you're going on a journey. And I kind of want to make sure that this is like, because I think the concept for, you know, for your business is just awesome, you know? So can we, it's so cutting edge. We also need a logo that fits that as well. So wait for it. Do we try something like this? Again, just working on concepts. Thank you so much for joining me. This is my brand new show. So I'm going to do this every other week. So submit something and I would love to design for you. We'll take this dot. We want to show that it's going on a journey, right? So maybe it starts here and ends here. So do you get the idea of like a path? That's kind of the idea. Right? Something like that. Do we take this? Is it interesting being straight? Is it kind of boring? You know, do we need to start introducing colors? It's just different things that I would try out in this case. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So we're all on a journey, folks, aren't we? We're all on our own little path of learning. I'd even tilt this. I don't know. Is it starting to look like Enron? That's my only problem with this. But is it more interesting if it's tilted like this? Is this more interesting? I think so. Do we play with the thickness? Because a lot of times, like this thicker, bold look is what's hot right now. So that's why I'm starting to beef up these lines. Heck, let's go 40. Let's crank this up 2 to 20. Something like that. I don't know. That's kind of where this one is at. Let's take this. We'll duplicate it again so you could see the progress. By the way, I haven't designed. I just have these thoughts, by the way. So it's not like I'm pulling something Julia Child style like out of the oven that's going to be done. We are making it live, and that's what I think is fun about Adobe Live is we could do that. Let's take this, though. I should be able. Why can I not curve this in? There we go. Curving this in a little bit. I don't know. Maybe. Is that? No, that didn't do it. Didn't do it for me. Okay, concept 1 done. Do we play with arrows instead of circles? Maybe, yeah. Are they triangles? Arrows just seem, I don't know what it is. They seem kind of dated, to be honest with you. But that's just me. I'm often wrong, by the way. But yeah, we do have arrows that we could go ahead and use if we want to. I don't know. I kind of want to try something else. In fact, let's go with this. We went lowercase e. We have this path. Let's try something else. Let's try, ready? Boom, boom, boom. Do we have another like uppercase E as a starting point? So can we do something with this? You're always looking for a logo with the letter E. Interesting. So yeah, this is okay. Because it could still have that same path idea. We just have like more to go on. Right? But let's at least make something a little bit more interesting than this. Let's see how we can retain the E and introduce some circles, but still trying to make it legible is the goal. And it might not work out. Let's take these. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to turn this into a logo that's going to be in Adobe Express for him to use. I think what looks really cool, thinking of just something with a lot of motion and stuff, is like rounding the corners. I'm just really into like rounding the corners of things. So do we do something like that? Do we take this? Maybe I'll even tighten this up a little bit more. Maybe. Work it. It's a little more abstract, but here do you have, I don't know, something like this. Yes, no? Is there one down here and then there's another one down here? Am I destroying the E? I don't know. But you're going from point A to point B is the idea. Bingo. Shabango. There we are. We're kind of losing it a little bit. We're losing the E a little bit right with this one. Gradients would be great. Okay, so Vals, I don't know when you said you like that. And I don't know if I broke it. But let's at least try to like, do we round this a little bit more? Like so. Let's take these corners, round it even more. I think it looks cooler when it's more rounded. Like that. That looks kind of cool. Does it still read as an E? I like how it's starting to read like it's a person. Because if you take this and turn it sideways, it could be, this could be a person right here. Right? So I like that there's somewhat of like a people element going on here. Right? But I'm kind of into this. I don't know. Thoughts? Looks cool. We're going for cool. We like cool. Let's consult Jackson. Feel free to holler in here, but just consult our notes. This path going students, educators, brand partners, something between social media and education, which is why I was kind of looking at these icons down here. Creative and inspired by others. And that's why I'm like using this like hot pink, because hey, you know what? That's just the color I like. But it's like creative and fresh. I don't know, I'm just into it. A light, do we go literal? Do we go to like a light bulb, right? Alternative and smart mischief. Ingenious. Love this word ingenious. Can we make, we kind of need to make a smart logo if we're making something for education. So again, just referencing that, going back here, we kind of have two contenders, right? They're not bad. Let's make a third. Because I'm thinking, like, let's go with gel cell pink. Are gel cells pink? Because that's kind of wild. Let's go with hot pink. Why not? Let's grab let's do something similar. Just like we did with this earlier E, we're still kind of going to do a path or a journey, but this time, let's have some more fun with it. Bingo. This is vibrating a lot. I'm sorry. I'm going to take it down to just like a blue or something. So we'll take this. Bear with me. Let's take this. Let's duplicate it. Let's make it a darker color. Let's rotate it. Do something like this. Like, so we're still doing a path, but it's kind of within 3D space. Help me out, folks. How am I doing, coach? Jackson, how am I doing, buddy? And don't worry, just because I make you something doesn't mean you have to use it. But I think it's fun just to kind of have somebody else take a stab at whatever you might be doing. Take this piece, let's bring it in. We're going to have it, maybe has the same angle. Maybe it's all rotated. I don't know. But again, just like a different E. In fact, you know what? I want to rotate all of these. I want to go a little bit more stylized. Kind of like that. Okay, so we're thinking a path in 3D space. That's what we're doing. A path in 3D space. And we're doing our best. We're doing our best with it. The boss is here, Jackson. The boss is in the house. We gotta make this happen, folks. Let's move this down. Something like that. There we go. I don't know. It helps out a lot to view these like smaller. And that's kind of what I'm doing is I'm kind of shrinking it down, seeing what looks good. This kind of needs more angles with it. We're just having fun creating a logo for Jackson. Because he submitted Edily, which is his quote-unquote company. Let's do something kind of like that. Maybe bring that in a little bit. I don't know, folks. When you start to have a sort of a internal crisis as a designer, that's when you know you're close. When you hit that point where you just have a lot of self-doubt, yeah, you're doing your job. That's where I'm getting with this. It's like, what sort of crazy angles should I be doing here? I think they all need to kind of cut across like this. Or like that. Just having a little bit of a crisis here, folks. Not that big of a deal. I drew out this line to kind of get an idea for like this angle. Is it the same angle, right? And do we cut it that way as well? So that's what I'm looking at. Cut it like so. Do we take this down? Cut it there. Nope, it's losing its shape as an E. Okay, let me know. Something with a thought bubble or like a brain waves. I love the idea of brain waves. Love the idea of brain waves. I love the idea of like waves, like knowledge passing from one person to the other. It just sounds awesome. But for this one, just give me a second as I kind of tighten up these points. That'll go out to there. Maybe this goes into here. And this one goes into here. Okay, just a thought. When in doubt, you just like move on. You know, maybe this is working, maybe it isn't. Maybe it needs to be rotated as a whole, right? Maybe that helps it a little bit. I like how dynamic this is, by the way. Just thinking through this all. Use the same distance between the dark blue lines to cut the light blue. Yeah, use the same distance between the dark to cut the light blue. Yeah, I should do that. Because do we want these to be even? What I'd also do with this is I'd start to add some shading, right? So, you know, here is the... Let's do this really fast. Let's just play with a little bit of color right in here. So, oh yeah, that looks nice too. About 30 minutes in, and you're like wondering why I haven't had a logo. And then you realize, you know what? Creating logos and branding is kind of tough. Because as you get into it, I am starting to introduce color. Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. But what I'm doing here is I'm trying to just show some depth. Right, that's all. Just trying to get some nice depth in between those two, like that. Wait for it. Wait for it. Let's move this color stop, this one down, and sample that one. There we go. Okay, so all of this needs to be darker. Let's go to edit colors, and we'll recolor this artwork. So I just used some random gradients, realizing they're too bright. I knew they were going to be too bright, but in here it's just so much easier to take this and drop it down. And hopefully I selected everything. Okay, good. It is all selected. But notice how I'm just kind of like playing with these different colors. Let's unlock this. Let's go darker with this one. See what I'm doing there? Just kind of throwing some darker colors in there. Locking it again. Rotate it around. Do we want to get back into the blue? And that's what I'm doing there. Okay, cool. That's fine. This one is kind of wacky. Maybe it's working, maybe it isn't. We'll love to see you use the freeform gradients on it. Yeah, I don't know if I want to get too carried away with it because I'm not even sure this is the right shape yet. And I feel like I've manipulated it so much from what it once was, right? I mean, is it working? I don't know. I kind of want to go back to, you know, back to the basics where you have these 3 bars, right? These 3 bars are kind of headed the right direction. Quite literally, since they're a path. Do we have a gradient that goes from the top clear down to the bottom? That would be interesting too. Yes, thank you, Becca. Many people don't realize how hard graphic design is and everything that goes into it. Which, again, I'm not like faking how hard this is. It's like legit hard. Okay? So thank you for everyone for understanding. You can just get too caught up in the color when I'm still kind of working on the shape. I think something like this could have potential. All right. Wouldn't the blue shape be cool with rounded corners? Yeah, we could try that. You know what I kind of like about this is like this has levels to it. So I kind of like that idea of like having different levels. And whether this has a shape or not, or rounded corners, we could do that. Let's take these ends. Let's round them just to see what we get. Something like that, maybe. I like how this is steps though, actually. So it's kind of losing the ribbon, the 3D ribbon that I was going for. We're kind of losing that a little bit. But it's not to say that it's bad, because it is starting to look like staircases. So on that note, Becca, if that works for you, let's think about a staircase. Sort of levels as you kind of move up through life. You're like learning more and more. Let's think of different ways we could do this. We could extrude it. We can make these. We can give these individual colors. We could have one on top of the other. I'm just thinking out loud. Okay, I got it. It's in my brain. Let's open up 3D and materials. We'll open up this panel. We could extrude it. We could do the angle. We could do all that stuff. We'll duplicate it. We'll make these stairs like pretty quick is the thought. But we'll see how it goes. Just waiting for it to open. We'll drink some of my Red Bull because that's the only way this is going to get done in another 15 minutes. Ashraful, thank you so much for asking. And also I see you over there, Timothy. Sorry if I've ignored you. I see you on YouTube. Alexander on YouTube. Awesome. Good to have you here. Hello. I am making a logo for Edily. Go ahead. Google it. Check it out. Oh, good Lord. Why did it... Okay, good. There's my panel. Let's drop it over here. And let's have some fun. Let's do an extrude. Let's increase that to, say, 200, right? And there we have sort of like a stair step we can work with. We could also do an isometric look, like so. And that's right. From coffee to Red Bull. Let's take this. We'll duplicate it. We could put this behind. Bam. Just like any other object. We could still increase the size of it, do all sorts of fun things. It could be like a bar graph, could be anything. Is this working as stairs? Yeah, that's the question. Let's move it up. Wait for it. I have, I don't know, like 50 programs going. Maybe that's why it's going a little slow. But anyways. There it goes. Finally kicked in. All right, there we are. Let's get back to it. Is it something like this? Boom, boom, boom. Move this up like that. Just different options. Wait for it. We're going to do this some more. We're going to jump in here. We're going to remove the 3D and materials. Here's some steps. Take all of those. We will make it one object. We'll even go in and we'll make sure it is simplified. And let's take this object and extrude it. So, anyways, that is what I have. Yeah, I don't know if I'm crazy about it. Just reading over comments. We tried stairs. We tried literal stairs. I could map like a rainbow to these. Some other things I was thinking about. I'm not crazy about it. It's like seems so dated. Like I think any of these that look contemporary, this one is probably looking the most contemporary. And that's not even one word that Jackson said. He talked about being ingenious, easy to use, empowered, creative, fast. So that's what I'm trying to convey with all of these lines. And I might put these up for a vote as well. But I could also take any one of these, and if something's not working or it seems disjointed in some way, think about sort of putting a box around it. Not a quite literal 3D box. Let's get rid of that. But as you can see, like a box like so. You know, can we do something like that? Do we make it look a little bit more modern by putting it within a button-like sort of design like so? On that note, I think this works great. Guys, we are doing so well. I'm so happy right now. I went through the sort of the despair of designing, and I'm slowly coming out the other side. I'm so happy because this is going to work out well. The despair of design. Guys, we're not solving major issues, are we? We're making a logo. I believe logos make a difference, but come on. We're making something gorgeous is our goal today. But I love this because now what did we do? We talked about paths, we talked about levels. Now we still have our E, but since I put it in here, it allowed me to like keep the this still reads as an E, but also has different levels. So I'm totally into this. I'd also maybe consider changing these to different colors, but I think this is like going the right direction. So let's play with colors now. Alexander mentions something with blend modes might work. I'm into it. Again, we'll sample this color and we'll be a little bit more strategic with our color. We'll just go darker. That's what that color should be. Right, like that. And not only that, it should have a gradient down here. So I'll jump in here, save this color, right down there. It's at the bottom. Throw a gradient on it. For this gradient, we'll go ahead and click here and add that color that I just added. There it is. Let's get rid of that. Let's add this color as well. Bam. Bam. Oh, it looks like it was already in there, but that's okay. So all I'm doing is adding this as a gradient. And my machine is working so hard right now. There we go. That's what we want. Something nice and smooth. Okay. We got that. We can kind of continue on up. In fact, this is what I'm going to do. Steal that. Ugh. Steal that. I'll take this, and I want these to kind of have the same tone, but a different color. So I'm going to select these two. We're going to go to File. We're going to go to, excuse me, Edit. Back into Edit Color. We're going to recolor just this artwork that I have selected, and now I can shift it. I can shift it over more to the purples. Okay, so that's the next step. We'll click Done. We'll go right over here to this one. Recolor artwork. Shift it over some more into the pinks and give it that like contemporary look. Something kind of like that is what I'm going for. So this is kind of what I'm into, guys. Alexander's trying something as well. So I don't know. This is kind of what I'm into. It could maybe use more of an angle as I look at it. Could this have more of just like an interesting angle like so, right? So that's kind of where I'm at with this design. Just try to make it look a little bit more dynamic and just like less boring. Huh? How about less boring, huh? Let's go back to our E with all these dynamic angles. This crazy one. Does this one work? Tell me, what do you guys think? Gradient makes the world of difference. Edward, you're exactly right. I really think it does. That's why I'm like really into this one. And this is the one I'm going to pitch to Jackson. But also what I might do is maybe even, yeah, I kind of like these two. Let's take this one. I kind of like this one as well. Okay, we know color makes a world of difference. Let's kind of start within that same color palette. Let's steal that gradient, because that gradient I did such a good job with. Right? There we go. Something like that. Blue's kind of boring. Can't we all agree? All right. We can all agree. Oh, Jan, don't go. I'm into this one. I think this one's probably the one I'm going to go with. I'm just making some final changes. Just trying out these colors on this design that has like more of a slant and a dynamic look to it all. Let's take this, move this down. Oop. You know what's easy? Math. Math is easy. You know what's hard? Design. Design is hard. Design is hard, everyone. But it's also so much fun. All right, cool. Fun, fun, fun. How is everybody doing? All right, let me know what you guys think. I have a multitude of logos, and what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to load up them into Adobe Express, and maybe I'll send it over to him. Because, man, some of these are all over the place. Okay, here's my top 4. 1, 2. Okay, cool. I'm going to go with this one. Just made an executive decision. These are my top 3. This one here. This one. And then this one as well. My top 3. It's all about this journey. We're not being literal with film strip, but what I think is interesting, especially about this last one, it's like you're doing this, you're going on this journey through education, but this also can be like a film strip as if it's video. So that's the idea. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these, I'm going to go into asset export, so I think this is going to be easier. We'll grab this one, we'll drop it in there. Ooh, maybe we will not do that just yet. We'll group it. We'll drop it in here. We'll take this next one, group it, drop it in here. Take this next one, group it, drop it in here. And those are my 3 logos. We'll call this one, obviously, one, two, three. We'll select all 3 of these with this asset export panel. I can export these as SVG, as ping. I'm going to do a ping file, and I'm going to crank it up to 3 times the size, because honestly, I don't know the dimensions of these. And then we will save our document. We'll export this out. That's how we can kick these out pretty easily. From there, a little After Effects. We'll go into Adobe Express. And this is just a good way to like test out these logos to see how they will look. So from here, we'll just upload. Oh, did I hit export? Let's make sure I hit export for those 3. There we go. Export them to my desktop. Choose. exports out 6 files in total because I happen to do SVG as well, but it's really these. So we'll get, you know, logo 1. There it is. And by the way, if we click on it, we could replace it. But more importantly, I want to add more logos. So let's just change this. So I picked some colors, or a color, a font. Type in the brand name. Right, the thing is, I'm going to change these in a second anyway. You've added your first brand. Got it, thanks. Looking good. There it is. So let's go to home. Let's go to brands, actually. Ah, wait. Sorry about that, everyone. Why is it not showing up in brands now? I swear you guys saw me make it, right? Maybe I clicked out of that screen too fast, but let's go through this really fast. Create my brand. Created, you guys saw it, right? Hang tight. It's creating the brand. There we go. I think I clicked away from that screen too fast. But right in here. Here's the logos. So I can go into more logos. And what I want to do is I just want to try out these 3 different logos from within Adobe Express. Right? Just want to see what they look like within the context of, say, a social media post. Did they all get added? There they are. Okay, cool. Done. Fantastic. Edily, done. Let's click, go back. There it is. We will turn around and we will make this the default. So now we'll go into, maybe into a project. Let's make an Instagram story. And let's just pick any one of these. Picking this plant-based one. We will go into design. And you can see this is the Edily design. We can apply this brand. So it applied that brand, drops the logo in right there. So we can start to see how it looks within the context of this social media post, which is awesome. We could also go over here to logos. We could try, say, this other one. Let's drop this one in. Oh, now we have this one. Cool. Right, we also have this last one as well. So I'm kind of changing things up, dropping those in. I could even take this and use this as a chance to kind of show Jackson which logo he could use. So I could use this to kind of display each one. Let's just make this larger. Let's just give it this larger, like Facebook size, if you will. There we go. Just move that over. Just lost my poor mouse. Lost connection. Come on, mouse. My computer's like, Paul, you've done enough today. Stop it already. All right, let's switch over. Wait for it. But this is what I'm going to send to Jackson. I'll send him these 3 logos. But what's cool about this is I could turn around and I already have this as a brand set up to share with him as well. Ugh. You know, sometimes that happens. Wait for it, everyone. Wait for it. But anyway, sorry you can't share my screen. I'm going to finish that up right now. So you got those color bars. Feel free to submit whatever you want to me. Could be your business name. Could be your name that you want a logo out of. And I will go ahead and, consider that as a potential design. So again, coming down to my last couple minutes, I don't know how I somehow lost my mouse power, and I don't have time to actually really put batteries in it or anything like that, but we will find a way to share this with everyone. So let me close this. And I'm back. Fantastic. Sorry I don't have this at the ready. But we are back. Come on, buddy. Why is it? And we're back. Fantastic. Just in time. So, yeah, since I still have like a minute or so, I will end up sharing this. So follow me on social media, because ultimately I want you guys to vote on which one you like the most out of these three. So that is the idea. There it is. Cool. Those three logos just to check out. Notice how I can click the share button. I could share it with, of course, Jackson, and he will give me his feedback, and that's kind of where we're at. So yeah, I did not just moon you guys. You're funny. But anyways, super cool how I could knock out a quick brand in an hour. So appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Feel free, let me know which one you guys like. I'll kind of leave it here. 1, 2, or 3, or, left, middle, right. Would love to kind of get your thoughts on this Edily brand. Thank you so much. Cody Bear, really appreciate you guys. And yeah, I think we did a good job. We knocked out some cool logos in a short amount of time. And it's all thanks to your help as well. So you guys are fantastic. Really appreciate you guys. I'm going to let you go. Feel free to submit a name or whatever, and I would just like to help you design something and highlight you for an hour. So thank you, Alexander, Timothy, Lorianne, Cody Baronissa, Mike, everyone. Appreciate you guys. We will see you next time, and thank you so much for watching. Thanks, everybody. Bye.